Thoughts page. Today is Friday, February 10th, 2023. It is day 6 for specials. The weather today will be rainy and cool. For lunch today, we will have ribs or sandwich or chicken fritas. Now it's time for the morning meeting.
Happy Friday, yay! Have an amazing weekend with your friends and family. Today we are going to read another chapter from 8 class pets plus 1 squirrel divided by 1 dog equals chaos. Listen to the questions after we read and try to answer them yourself. Today we are going to read about the Geckos Save the Day.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Flott, and this is
Mrs. Adams.
And we are here to continue our reading of 8 class pets plus 1 squirrel divided by 1 dog equals chaos. So the last time we left off with the dog getting trapped by the snake in a crate. Today the science room geckos saved the day. So I am going to read the part of Newton.
And I'm going to be Galileo. We're the science lab geckos. Most geckos sleep by day.
But we're day geckos.
So we sleep by night.
And we are awake during the day.
Just like the students in Mr. Russell's science lab.
Well, most of them. Some of those students seem to like to sleep during the day.
Our scientific family name is Geckonidae.
And our genus name is Phelsuma. We are
reptiles.
We live in vivarium,
where there are plants
and bamboo to climb on,
and crickets and mealworms to eat.
Sometimes we get mangoes. I like mangoes.
I know you do. I prefer the houseflies, which are crunchier.
But not as sweet.
Mr. Russell teaches science.
We like science.
Every year, Mr. Russell has a science fair.
We especially like a science fair.
It's fun and instructional.
That's what Mr. Russell says.
I was quoting him.
Quoting is fine. Copying is wrong.
I know that.
The students make replicas of solar system.
And the human eye.
And volcanoes.
I like the volcanoes.
They do experiments with helium.
And fruit flies.
Sometimes we get the leftover fruit flies.
Some of the children bring their pets in and do a report on them.
We've seen kittens.
And tree toads.
And mice.
And worms.
I don't think the worms were pets.
Sometimes they do a special report on us.
We are very photogenic.
We never blink when the camera's flash goes off.
That's because we have no eyelids.
We've seen demonstrations on fire safety.
And the Heimlich maneuver.
And how to make paper.
Sometimes things go wrong.
Not often.
But sometimes.
Sometimes things go very wrong.
That's how we knew what to do when the squirrel, the hamster,
the rabbit, the rat,
the macaw,
and the snake. Don't forget the snake.
I wasn't going to forget the snake.
They came into our room.
They said the dog was going to get loose from the box and come after them.
They said it was an emergency.
We know what to do in case of an emergency. Dial
911!
I was going to say that.
I said it already. You can say the next part.
But that was the exciting part.
The next part is exciting too.
Not as.
Stop sulking.
Dial 911.
I already said that.
Now we both said it.
Yes, Newton. Now we both said it. Only I said it first.
So they asked, what does dial 911 mean?
And we showed them the telephone.
I showed them the telephone.
I showed it too.
I showed it first.
Luckily, the hamster knows his numbers.
And the snake was able to knock the phone to where the rat could reach it.
The rat has dexterous fingers and pressed the buttons.
The macaw yelled, "Help! Help!"
The squirrel knocked some beakers on the floor so there was the sound of breaking glass.
The rabbit screamed.
I never heard a rabbit scream before.
Somebody should mention it in a science fair report.
The emergency people came fast.
They always come fast.
By then, the snake was falling asleep because he's a reptile.
Like us.
And he needed to go back to his vivarium with the heat lamp.
We like our heat lamp.
And the turtle likes hers. She kept saying, wait for me, guys. She didn't catch up till
the principal came.
His face was almost as red and splotchy as the snake's belly. Here's a picture of the principal, and there's the rabbit screaming, "Ah!"
So his red face, that means he was mad.
I was telling that by showing.
It took a long time to round up all the animals.
Except for us, because we're still here.
And the fish were still in their tank, even though their tank was in the wrong room.
And the turtle wasn't hard to catch.
Neither was a snake asleep on our floor.
The squirrel ran outside during the confusion.
So all that leaves is the dog.
Do you know the scientific name for dog?
Of course I do. It's...
Family Canidae, genus Canis.
You always like to get the last word in, Galileo.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Do not.
Do.
Not always. And that's the end of this chapter. So some questions for you. What emergency number did the geckos say to call? What was the number? And how did the principal feel when he showed up? Think about how he felt. Remember the picture? And his face was almost as red and splotchy as the snake's belly. So I wonder how he felt. Thanks for watching. Next week we're going to read about the dog.
This joke was submitted by Lincoln in Miss R. Smith's class. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Gorilla.
Gorilla who?
Gorilla me a burger, please. I'm hungry.
JPS kids soar higher. We are safe, on task, always responsible and respectful.
Have a great day. Bye.